Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Poland Daily Travel, your favorite travel show, if perhaps not in the world, certainly about Poland. My name is Will, and with me today in the studio is the illustrious cousin, Nikki Richardson. No relation, figure that one out, folks. And our favorite guest, and somebody we've never had on the travel show before, but it has been on my talk show many times, the inimitable. I could say that. I practiced for a long time in front of the mirror to the other side. You say it. Can you say it?
Inimitable.
The
inimitable
Guy Pinsent. I didn't trust myself to try and say it. I don't even know what it means, but I always heard people say it.
Cannot be imitated.
What?
Cannot be imitated.
Oh, I thought it meant like
the original is good enough.
I thought it meant slightly awkward.
No.
Like not nimble or something.
No.
It didn't mean that?
No, it didn't.
Absolutely not.
Well, you guys are better educated. You both went to Oxford or Cambridge or some,
Yes.
or some expensive public school. Here I was living in a tent down by the river.
Yep. Well, there's probably a reason for that.
Near the watermelon patch. Oh, no!
Oh, no!
I've said it again! That's an inside joke, people. I didn't say that. Pretend I never said that word. It has no place in a travel show. Guy, in the last show, Nick was telling us about meeting Michael Palin, which was fascinating to me because I'm a huge fan of Monty Python and actually of his travel show, which I think is an amazing travel show. One of the best I've ever seen. And boy, one day we'll be able to do that. We'll, when our ship comes in.
Exactly, yes.
Indeed.
That's the gold-laden galleon from the South African mines.
Indeed.
Yeah. Anyway, are full of, it's happened again.
It's happened again, yes.
It's happened again. Don't look, folks. Don't look. Okay, we'll go like that. I have to hope it stays on my ear. And what Nicholas was saying was the difference between when he first came to Poland, which showing up in Poland, there was this airfield. This is the early 90s, right? Yeah, 94, 5.
Yeah, 94, 5.
Yeah, and actually he came on the same day as our next guest, Craig Smith. Or virtually the same time.
Craig was a couple of months after.
He saw Craig's first day.
Yeah, I saw
that
Craig's,
was what it was, at the Marriott,
exactly.
which was the landing ground. And nowadays there's so many great hotels.
Yeah, but that
used to be the refuge.
I mean, that was a great place because in the early days, rather odd, because so many people used to sort of kind of meet in the lobby bar there, that it got to the stage, it's a terrible thing to admit, but seemed to spend so much time there, it actually was possible. You could actually leave sort of, people would phone you and phone the lobby bar to see if you were there, and if not, they'd take a message. So when you popped in, it was bizarre, very nice of them in those days. It sort of became a sort of, almost like a sort of club where you could...
Well, I used to go, like, going up to the top
that was
because
nice,
you had the
view.
The view and the nice bar. That was a great place to go on a date or have a business meeting or just anything. It was fun. Yeah. It was really elegant. It still is, but people just don't do it anymore. Guy, do you remember your first...
First day in Poland? I visited my very good friend from university, a Pole, who was always inviting me, and I came out Easter 2000 for a long weekend. So arrived on Good Friday, and he lives in Radom, lived then in Radom, and as I came out of this airport, which was much, much smaller then, he was there negotiating with a policeman. So this was all quite interesting.
What, to let you into the country?
No,
really, he's okay.
No, it was a funny thing where he then explained to me that he had a sort of cage thing in the back of his car. Because if you had a cage net, you could claim that it was a commercial vehicle.
Oh, right. Yeah, I remember
that, so some tax deduction.
But just to be clear, you would have a combi or a station wagon or a estate.
It was a regular SUV.
Yeah, and by taking the back seat out or putting it down and putting in a sort of cage device, you could claim I did this.
I had one for a while, but the problem was it had been put in. Yeah. So in actual fact, the way they put it in to get this, because I bought the car second-hand, but it just happened to be that feature. But it meant you couldn't actually fold the back seat down, so it sort of rather defeated the object. I mean, crazy. Just shows crazy legislation.
Yeah, but it was about leasing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, something like that.
You would get a break on leasing.
And then he pulled out a 50s what he note. He got rid of that policeman.
Got rid of that policeman.
And then he pulled out a 50s what he note, and he goes, Guy, the first rule when you go on a road trip in Poland is have a tenner
Have
ready.
cash.
Have a tenner ready to give to the policeman for the speeding, for the speeding
equivalent
trap.
of £10
Yeah.
in Polish money.
Yeah, and so off we went to Radom, and obviously that was about a 3-hour drive, which is about an hour and a half today, but the roads were much slower back in the day, and we had a lovely couple of days there, meeting his family and driving around, and he had a farm with orchards, and everyone in Poland eats and drinks too much on the Easter weekend, so we spent most of Saturday in a hospital where one of his workers had almost chopped his thumb off, which apparently happened every year, practically, drunk with farm machinery. And that was great, and then we had a couple of nights in Warsaw.
I never operate farm machinery when I'm inebriated.
Really? It's very wise
Dictionary
advice.
check, inebriated. Did I use that
Inebriated,
correctly?
under the influence of
Yes.
alcohol, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Nicky. I always go to Nicky
Yes.
when I use a big word. If I don't need him to pronounce it for me,
Indeed.
I get definitely confirm the definition.
Yeah.
Oxford man, and I defer to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great fun. We were cruising around in a Russian copy of the American Jeep called the Waz, back from the... It's called the Waz.
No, not really.
Yes, really.
Oh, the name alone is worth the
So,
purchase.
no, this,
Yeah.
is,
exactly.
this was the alliance between Stalin and the Allies.
Right.
They
Waz.
They copied the
Thank
American
you, Uncle
Jeep
Joe.
technology, and there was born the Waz.
Oh my God, that's
so
hilarious.
that was those were our wheels for the weekend, and then we came a couple of nights in Warsaw. First time I'd ever spent any time in Warsaw. It was a lovely, hot, sunny weekend. So saw the beautiful old town, obviously, and obviously Warsaw. Didn't
And
have
that's
much then.
2000.
This was 2000. Yeah.
And Nicky, you came first in 1995?
94.
94?
End of 94, I think.
Okay, even 94. So already a difference between your first,
Well, indeed, no, it changed.
rather shocking impressions.
Shocking impressions.
Already his impressions are more familial, we could say, maybe.
Yes,
know.
because the great thing in the early days was to learn just enough Polish to be able to order a taxi. Because if you had what people called at that time taxi Polish, you were safe. You could maneuver your way around the city, and it didn't matter. And wherever you happened to end up, you could always phone for a taxi and get safely back to your base. Unfortunately, a lot of people never much progressed beyond taxi Polish, but that was quite good. I mean, the taxis are still very good in that sense.
Superior. Folks, we'll be back with the next edition where we will talk more about travel in Poland in the old days and the new days and all kinds of other things with my guest, Nicholas Richardson, and the
Inimitable.
Guy Pinsent. Thank you very much. And Craig Smith to come, another sterling gentleman. See you soon.